Hey Wesley, just throughout this series and then again tonight, what'd you think of the help defense around you on Demar?
It was huge. I mean, that was part of the game plan. That was the game plan. Make him see a lot of bodies, and force everybody else to beat us. That's a hell of a team. It's a well coached team, great organization. Obviously, the history of the Chicago Bulls. You don't take any playoff games for granted. You don't take any moments for granted. It's a great team, great organization, great players, and it's a blessing to be able to get a win in the playoffs and move on. But yeah, I mean the team defense was great this whole series, and that's what we're going to need going into Boston.
33 points from Giannis on 15 shots, I think. Just what do you think of his ability to get to the rim and just kind of dominating the paint?
That's who he is, and when we get to our spacing and we get shooters around him, we get to our right spots, it makes it all the more easier for him. He can set the table for us, he can set the table for himself, and the game becomes a little bit more spread out, a little bit easier for him to attack, to see where double teams are coming from, where the help's coming from, and then when he passes it to us, it's up to us to catch and shoot, catch and drive, and keep playing.
Bobby had 17 rebounds today. What'd you think of his effort around the rim just to get you guys that extra possession?
I feel like he stole a couple of mine. It's cool though. Get them all. Get them all. I mean, Bobby's that's who he is. He's energy. He's toughness. He's experienced. He's awesome. He really is, and he plays hard every possession. He's cerebral. You can talk to him, and he responds, and he wants to win. He's going to do everything in his power to help our lives easier. Bobby's one of the main guys that was helping on the defensive end against DeMar. His verticalities at the rim. That was great.
They've been focused on the Bulls, but just what impresses you about what the Celtics have done these last few months? What's kind of caught your attention the most about them, and how difficult is that series going to be looking ahead?
It's gonna be fun, but what I see when I think of the Boston Celtics, what I see is a team that's together. On both sides of the ball. On the offensive side, they've bought in. On the defensive side, they've bought in, and they've got a lot of talent. Across the board, they've got a lot of talent. They're well coached. Obviously, the history of the Boston franchise, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be a battle, that's for sure. It's gonna be a battle, but they're a good team, but so are we. And we're going to come in with the right mentality, and we'll get to that game when we get to it.
Wesley, you guys had 6 players in double figures, and it just seemed like nothing was forced out there, especially with the last 3 games without Chris. How has it just been such a good flow that you guys have taken whatever they've given you and gotten into the groove you've gotten to offensively?
Well, that's part of the mentality that we have here. It's the next man up. Obviously, you can't necessarily replace what Chris does with just one person, so we have to do it as a team. Certain guys, Drew, Giannis are going to have to shoulder a little bit more of the responsibility, and then us as well, making sure that we get to our spots, get to our space, and so Giannis and Drew have space. Grayson can get in and have space. When we post up Bobby and Brooke and everybody, they have space, and then up to us to make shots on the perimeter, cut when we're ready, when it's time to cut. Make layups when it's time to make layups, and just keep playing basketball till he heals up.
Hey Wesley, can there be momentum on team defense, or in the playoffs is that not a thing because it's a series and it's game-to-game adjustments?
No, there's definitely momentum. Whenever you get a stop, you feel good. All these possessions mean something. They're all crucial. What you do in the first quarter is going to impact you some way, some shape and form in the fourth quarter. And the object is to not be in the locker room after the game thinking about, damn, I wish we went to turn the ball over that much in the first, or I wish we would have got those rebounds in the first quarter. And that's what, you get these quarter breakdowns, and you don't ever want to come back looking at it like, we took a quarter off, because you don't have it. You can't get it back. It's not like one of those situations where you have 82 more games to play. Everything is fragile.
When Grayson and Pat are hitting threes off the bench like they did tonight, how much does that open up the offense for you guys?
It's huge. It's part of our identity. It's part of our DNA. And, those guys are big pieces to our team, and I mean everybody. Truthfully, everybody. We all have to pull for each other. We all have to play together on the offense and on the defensive end. But those two guys, when they're making shots, I mean, we're a completely different team.